Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Toe Tags Metal Reviews, and today we're going to be giving you guys our first impressions of Black Labyrinth by Jonathan Davis. Alright, so this is Jonathan Davis's first solo album, which I think, has had a lot of history of production behind it as well. And I'm interested to see what it sounds like. We also reacted to two of the music videos from this from this album, the two singles, called What It Is and Everyone. What did you think of those two songs?
For what it is, it took me a couple listens, but it really grew on me. I really actually like that song. I think that's a solid song. I think it's really catchy. The second one that came out, Everyone, I gave that a few listens. It did not grow on me. I was not feeling that one. I do know that a third single came out. I can't remember the title. I think it's called Bad Seed or something like that, but we didn't listen to that one, so we haven't heard that one yet. But basically at this point I'm 50-50. I mean, one song I liked, one song I didn't like. I like Korn, I like Jonathan Davis. Is this album gonna resonate with me? I don't know, it's hard to say, based on what I've heard so far, but I am interested to listen to it, so we're gonna go do that right now. We're gonna go listen to the entire album from front to back, and we'll be back to let you guys know our first impressions in just a second. Hey guys, we're back. We just listened to the album Black Labyrinth in its entirety, and oh my friggin' god, what a snooze fest. That was hard to get through for me. Wow. Ah, god, for a first impression, this isn't gonna be pretty. I don't even know where to start. I'll try to end on a positive note. But I gave a lot of songs really low scores. There just wasn't really much going on. There seemed to be a consistent theme through the album with like Indian sounds. I don't know, it was like Indian percussion, maybe some like sitar, some Indian style vocals in the background. You hear it in like track 2 is when it first starts, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. You can tell he's really trying to not sound like Korn, so it's a very different sound, which I can get behind. It's different. It's not exactly something that I would put on to, enjoy, but I was still kind of like, this isn't bad, I like it. And then you hear that again in another song, then you hear it again in another song, and I'm like, it sounds like the same part repeated. The percussion on this album is probably the best part about it. There's some pretty decent beats, some cool like ride work, cool drum intros on certain songs. There's a song, track 5, Your God, has a cool drum intro, some nice rhythms, but the singing's just kind of bleh, and I don't think the drums alone can save the song. Let's see, where did I give a decent score to? I mean, the best song on the album for me is What It Is. Like, that song is just like the cream of the crop. It's a very well written song, very well performed. Love the vocal melodies in that song. Love the style of the song. I feel like it really gives Jonathan Davis an identity on his own. It sounds really good without sounding like Korn. Whereas other songs on this album where I felt like, starting to sound kind of good, but I'm like, I'm just getting Korn vibes. That's why it sounds good, because it's kind of getting that Korn vibe. But, oh boy. First impressions for me are not that good, I'll be honest, but we got a week to listen to it, but go ahead, what are your thoughts?
Well, I don't feel this album is as brutal as you're making it seem. I think this album is like okay, and it had some good moments, but it also had a lot of really not so good moments that were, I agree with you, kind of just my least favorite song was probably track number 12, which was Gender. It felt like nothing was happening. Like, I felt like at that point, he's just completely out of steam and he doesn't know what exactly is going on. A big problem I found with the track listing was that after Walk On By, like The Secret, Basic Needs, Decay, Please Tell Me What, like almost all the second half like has no energy to it. And I'm not saying like, oh, I want is crazy energy, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I'm saying you need a contrast. And if there was at least one in there to contrast all the chill songs that were happening, that would be nice. There was one song, yeah, Please Tell Me. At the end of Please Tell Me, the drums come in and it plays a groove. And I'm like, this should have been there the whole time. This whole song should have had that groove, because it's still chill, but it has a backbone to it.
Right.
But no, instead there's no percussion there, and it's just like a bunch of synth, and it just feels very empty. So if that groove was throughout the whole song, that song would be a lot better. A lot of these songs I would just listen to and just like not really be able to form a proper opinion, and it was so strange. Either I wouldn't have an opinion, or I would just be like, oh, this is kind of meh. One thing that really caught me off guard was Final Days, which is the second track. You know, it opens up with Underneath My Skin, which is catchy. I kind of liked it. You know, it was a song I could have some fun with. And then Final Days is just like very ambient. It has a great atmosphere to it. You know,
that's the one that has the Indian percussion.
Yeah, but that's the second track. Like, you're really going from like 100 to 0, and I felt like Final Days would be a great like mid-album kind of changer.
I wrote about that song that would also apply to other songs. The best parts of the song are parts where Jonathan Davis is not singing. Unfortunately, like, this is the solo album of the guy. Like, he's supposed to be the focus, the highlight. But honestly, the best parts of this album is when he's not singing. It's just instrumental stuff happening. Because there's some pretty cool sections of, you know, I don't know if you call them drum solos, but they're pretty close to drum solos, like on like, I'm not sure the technical term, but they're like Indian bongos. I'm not sure exactly what the technical term for those kind of drums are, but they're cool, and you hear some pretty intricate things, some pretty cool stuff. And then John starts singing again, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
It's like, I felt some of the songs he sounded pretty good.
He does sound all right sometimes.
But some of them, it just didn't really feel special. One thing that really bothered me was Everyone. You know, I didn't really like that song that much when we listened to it and we watched the music video for it, and I still don't like it because it just sounds like a See You on the Other Side song. And that's my least favorite Korn album, so it's like this is just...
I get the most Korn vibes from that song.
Yeah, same.
Definitely sounds very Korn-esque.
What you said about the drums, though, Your God and Walk On By probably has the best drumming on the album, and I found that funny that, you know, you have the first 4 tracks, all right, they're whatever. The 5th song opens up with a really cool drum lick. I'm like, oh, okay, the drummer woke up.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, he's good now? Okay, like, what the hell was that?
Kind of a weird thing.
It was really cool sounding, and I think the drums are really what like drove those songs to be my higher rated ones, because it just sounded really fun and active, and I'm like, oh wow, this is cool.
Yep, I feel you there.
But I felt like Basic Needs it did the same job as The Secret as being like a midpoint chill, like bring it down, but it just did it better than The Secret, so I don't really think The Secret really deserves to be existent.
Yeah, they could do without a couple of these tracks, to be honest.
And it has a sitar solo as well on Basic Needs, which was cool, but I feel like it kind of drags on a little bit because you have this long sitar solo, then it goes back to the chorus, and it's like 6.5 minutes long. So
again, I think he was heavy on these exotic instruments because he was trying to differentiate his sound from Korn sound.
Yeah.
Which I agree with those decisions, but does it translate well on the album?
Kinda.
It does to an extent, but for a first listen, is this something I'm gonna want to enjoy listening to all week? Like, I hope it grows on me. One vibe I kept getting, it was actually kind of a dual vibe I kept getting while listening to this, is I kept feeling like these were like 9 Inch Nails or Marilyn Manson songs that were performed by Jonathan Davis. Just the structure of them, the tone of the music felt like I could picture Marilyn Manson singing it, or I can picture this being performed by 9 Inch Nails. That's just kind of vibe I was getting through a lot of these tracks. I even mentioned it while we were listening. I was like, picture this being sung by Marilyn Manson, right? And I could just put his voice to the music, and it definitely suited more for a Manson style. You know, I mean, we gotta give this a chance though. We're gonna listen to this all week, and try to really, you know, give it a good solid chance, because I really want to like it. I really do want to like it. It's different, but we just reviewed an album that we both thought was a bit of a dud. I don't want 2 duds in a row.
Yeah,
I don't want 2 duds in a row. So I'm hoping, like, fingers crossed, that this album grows on us, and we'll be able to come back next week when we give you guys our final review, and I hope we can praise this album to high heaven, because right now it's not.
I see the potential in it. Like, I don't know if, you know, just based off this first impression, I don't know if I'm going to love this album, but I actually, like, I see a lot of potential in some of these songs to grow.
I see potential too.
And I see potential in the ones that I did like for me to enjoy even more.
Right, I agree with that. So with that said, that'll be it for our first impressions here. So leave a comment below, let us know what you guys think of this new album by Jonathan Davis. Like the video if you liked it, like the video if you didn't like it. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. I'm Vile Self.
I'm TV Fish.
I'll see you guys next week with our full review. of
Black Labyrinth.
Later.